I hate your dreams, so fly away. 'Cause we've got tomorrow, where the pages in the wind. We've got tomorrow, where that tale that lies within. There's always another day, another night, a bittersweet blessing in disguise. Tomorrow, we're the authors of our lives. Tomorrow. And so I've been obsessed in search of success, been blinded by the light. Sometimes you are the spider, sometimes you are the flying towards the sky. Our soaring in love. 'Cause we've got tomorrow, we're the pages in the wind. We've got tomorrow, we're that tale that lies within. There's always another day, another night, a bittersweet blessing in disguise. Tomorrow, we're the authors of our lives. Tomorrow.
All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and thanks for joining us on the live stream today. So today we are going to be talking about customizing group pages. Now, before we jump into that, I just want to say if you're viewing this for the first time, this is your first time here hanging out on the live stream, just make sure to say hi. Let us know where you're from. Always glad to have our returning visitors. Home phone, glad to have you here hanging out with us. I'm going to say hi to... Gonna get the last name wrong, but I'm gonna try it. Jay Tabafunda. That's as close as I could get. Hopefully that was right, Jay. Always glad to have you here hanging out with us. Ooh, already getting tongue tied. I didn't do my warm ups. Okay, so guys, if this is your first time viewing, make sure to click subscribe to the channel. We do put out weekly video tutorials every week to help you make the most out of your Zenfolio account. And then we also do the weekly live stream as well. So make sure you click that subscribe button so you get notifications when we go live and put those new videos out. Also, don't forget, guys, that we are in iTunes. So if you want to get a copy of this live stream delivered right to your phone, go subscribe to us on iPhone or iTunes and leave us a nice review, and we really appreciate that. That way you can get a copy of the live stream sent right to your phone, and then also any new video tutorials will come to your phone as well through your subscription, through that podcast subscription. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into talking about customizing group pages. So let me jump over here to my next screen, and we will just hop right into that. So what we're going to do is first let me show you what a group page is and explain the difference between a group page and a gallery page. So here in your Zenfolio dashboard, what you're going to do is just click on Photos, and that's going to take you down into where all of your photos are stored and organized. Now in Zenfolio, your photos are organized in three different things. There's what's called a group, which is this right here. It looks kind of like a folder because that's pretty much what it is, with a slight difference. You can't actually put any photos inside of a group. They actually have to go inside of a gallery, which is that right here. So groups are strictly for organizational purposes only. So if you want to keep your account organized so it's kind of easy to navigate, you can do that with groups. Or if you shoot weddings or anything else where you want to create subcategories and make it easy for your clients to navigate, you can do that with groups as well. But let's go in and take a look at a group page. So what I'm going to do is just click on this portfolio group right here. And you can kind of see what contents are inside of this group. So I've got a couple of galleries. One of them is password protected. One of them is public. Now, the other one here is another group that's inside of there. So you can put other groups inside of a group. And that's got some galleries in it, and this is all the contents here. So now the first thing I want to do is, just so we can look at everything really nice and easy, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make all of these galleries inside of this group public, just so it's easy to view and we don't have to enter passwords and things like that. So I'm just going to hit this, hold shift on my keyboard, and I'm going to select this gallery right here. And then I'm just going to go to gallery access and then just set that to be public and save it. Actually, I'm going to set it to be same as containing group, so it follows whatever rules I apply to that group. Then I'm going to click save. Let me get this out of the way there. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom and click save right there. Okay, so now that we've got those galleries set to be public where we can easily go in and navigate them when we want, we don't have to enter passwords, let's go ahead and take a look at this group page and see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is just click on the group. I'm going to hover over preview right here, right click on that, and just open it in a new tab. So now we're going to be previewing that. Take a look and see what it looks like. Well, this is what it looks like right here. Some of the wording is cut off. They're all squares, and I'm just personally not a big fan of the way this looks. And I've still got my little coffee guy up there, which I need to fix that. I keep forgetting about that. But so these are all squares, and these this text right here, I actually did this in Photoshop, and we'll change out the cover photo so you guys can see how to do that. But this is what that group page looks like. Not very appealing in my opinion. Let me zoom out so you guys can see the full page here. There we go. So we want to customize this and change it, make it look a little bit better, make it easier to navigate, and make it so that the photos aren't all cut off and strange looking. So what I'm going to do is go back to my dashboard, and then we are just going to come back here. We're going to hover over preview, but this time I'm going to click customize. Now I'm going to open this again in a new tab. I like working in tabs because sometimes I like to hop back and forth, and being in a separate tab just makes that a lot easier. So now that I've got that open in a new tab, we can kind of see the same thing that we saw before, what it looks like. But we want to start doing some changing here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this square right here. So I don't want these to be square at all. I would rather it match the photo's orientation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop up here to options first. And then we are going to uncheck use default settings. And hey guys, while I'm going through here, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, or if you have questions about something completely different, please feel free to throw that in the chat. You don't have to wait till I stop talking, because chances are I probably will not stop talking. You don't have to wait for that. You don't have to wait for me to pause. Just throw those questions in the chat and I will answer those as we go along, even if they're completely unrelated to what we're talking about. Okay, so we've unchecked use default settings. Now let's customize this page a little bit better. So what I'm going to do starting off is go to grid options and just get rid of that square. So there's two different grids you can use here. Now you can use a dynamic grid B, which is going to make your landscape orientation photo or landscape orientated photos take priority, which means they're going to be the same height as your portrait images, or you can do this where it's going to make the portrait images taller. I'm going to go with grid B right here and just click apply, and we can take a look and see how that's going to look. So we should notice a pretty big difference right off. You notice right here that all of these photos now show full like they're supposed to. Nothing's cropped off. You can see all the text and all that good stuff there. So that's what we can do. I mean, this looks much better now already just by doing that, but let's go ahead and do some other things as well. So some of these photos here I've got text on. That's because I created a custom cover photo for, but obviously down here one of them I don't. So I want to kind of decide, do I want to use that that custom text? Maybe I want to swap this image out and use just the built-in text here. I think what I'm going to do for this, just so we can keep everything the same and so I don't have to jump into Photoshop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap the cover photos out for these galleries right here. So I'm just going to leave this open. If you remember, I have my photos page open back up in another tab here. What we're going to do is we're going to customize the cover photos that have been applied to this gallery. Now, normally by default, the cover photo becomes the first photo in the gallery, but you can go in and change it. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So let's pick a photo for this gallery really quick. Let's say we want to use this photo here. We're just going to hit this little drop down. We're going to say select as cover thumbnail, and then we're going to apply it to the gallery. We want it to be the cover thumbnail. So now I'm going to leave this page open. I'm going to go up to the top here, hop back over into another tab, and now if I refresh this, you're going to see this photo change once it refreshes. So now that photo's changed, and I want to finish up the rest of those really quick and get the rest of these photos here changing. So what I'm going to do is go back and just do the same thing I did before. And let me get myself out of the way here so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is go back here and let's choose a cover photo for this gallery really quick. So let's see, this is for engagement, so I'm just going to choose this one right here. And if you'll notice, I am choosing all landscape orientated photos just because I want the galleries to look that way. Now you could choose a portrait one if you wanted. It doesn't have to be landscape orientated photos. Let's see, really quick, Jay has a question here in chat. So Jay says, can you select multiple galleries to move to a group folder? Well, hey, Jay, absolutely you can. Let me show you how to do that really quick. So let's say, for instance, right here, this gallery, or this group right here, this folder. Let me make this larger here so you can see it. This group right here has these galleries in it right here. Let me click on it. Let's say I want to take these galleries and move them into this group. Or maybe I want to come down here and pull some galleries out of an archive. If I have any in here, I think. Let me see. Let's see if I have any to pull out here. Yeah, so let's say I want to pull these 3 galleries and put them up into a different group. What you can do is just click on the group that they're in so you can load them here in the center. Now, I'm on a Mac. If you're on a PC, the buttons are going to be different. So on a Mac, I'm going to click the first gallery that I want, hold Shift, click the last gallery that I want, and that's going to select them all. And then I would just click Move, and then say I want to move it up here to the other group. And it's going to move all those. Now, if you're on a PC, it's going to be Shift. Or if you're doing where you want to go in and let's say maybe you don't want to move all of those, but you want to just move a few of them, what you can do is if you go here, let's say you want to select them, strategically select them and not select an array. What you can do is on a PC, it'll be Control. I'm going to hold Command since I'm on a Mac, but you can select them like this. And then just use that move button right there. So that's how you can move multiple galleries around to different groups within your account. Hopefully that answered your question there, Jay. If it didn't, or if you need me to show you a little bit more, definitely let me know in the chat. Okay, so let's get back to customizing the cover thumbnails for these galleries really quick. So I've already got these 2 done. I'm just going to do this one really quick. And this one is for weddings, so let me pick a photo here for the weddings. And we'll just go with this one. Select as cover thumbnail, and we'll apply that to the wedding. And let me jump here and see if that's all of them. I think I probably still need to change out the landscape one down here. And I missed the engagement ones too somehow. Let me go back and do that. All right. So I thought I got the engagement one. Maybe I didn't finish it out. So let me do that really quick. So clicking on engagements there. And then what I'm going to do is let's just choose this one right here. And we will go to select as cover thumbnail, engagements, and we will assign that one there. Now the last one is the landscape photography one. So we're just going to pick a photo out. And if you'll notice, the photos that were being used as the cover photos are not even in this gallery. You can't see them. So you can actually use a photo in one gallery and make it a cover photo for another gallery if you want. I'm going to apply this to my landscape, click assign, and now let's jump back here and let's refresh this page really quick. And all this text should go away. Okay, so now all the texts have gone away. Now we're just going to focus on the way this page looks and how we want to set it up. Now, looking at this page, it looks like there are 3 galleries, or 4 I can't even count today. It looks like there are 5 galleries in here. But if you look on the back end, there's actually 4 galleries and a group. So there's 4 galleries and a group. But if you look at it on this end, it just looks like there's 5 galleries here. That's because this is showing the cover photo for the group. If you don't want it to look like that, you can definitely change it, and I'll show you how. what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to options really quick. And if you want to change that, you'll need to use this grid right here. So if I click on this grid, and then we go to thumbnails, we're going to choose the thumbnail size, which will say large. And then you see this option right here. It says display groups using, and you can use the group cover thumbnail or folder graphics right here. And let me show you those really quick. So I'm just going to apply those changes. You're going to see this completely change and look a little bit different. So now there are those 4 galleries, and then here is a group. You notice right here that the name is being cut off here. Laura says 7 galleries in there actually. Correcting my counting. Yes. Okay. There are other ones are inside of this here. Okay. So so anyway, you can completely change it and make it to where it shows that folder graphic instead of it looking like a gallery if you want to. I'm actually not a big fan of this, so I'm going to switch it back the way it was, but I just wanted to show you those options. So what I want to do is just go back up here to options, and we're just going to switch this around to grid option B, and we're going to go to the thumbnails. And what I'm going to do is set the text to show, and rather than a hover overlay, I'm going to set it to an overlay. And then we're just going to apply this really quick and take a look. So what it's going to look like is basically the way it was before, but all that text that was on the covers of the photos are going to be gone. And then it's just going to show the text here. And this is all based on the gallery title. So I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. What I would do if this were me and this was my setup is I would just save it as a default up here. That way, any new gallery or any new group that you create will automatically take these settings on and look the way that you want. So that's what saving page defaults does. Is this is a group page, you can tell up here on the top left, and once you save a default, any new group that you make will automatically take this on, these settings on, and take this appearance on. So I'm going to apply that, and then of course at the end what we're going to do is click publish to make sure that these changes go live. So this is just refreshing, and then we're going to go right here to publish. Now, there are some other things you could do. If you wanted to change the theme, you can change the theme. So you can change the color used on the gallery. Or I'm sorry, the group. Usually I'm working in gallery, so I keep saying gallery. We're working on a group page today. So we can change the color for just the group page, and then when you click on a gallery, it's going to go in and have a completely different look if you want it to work that way. So the gallery looks different, and then if we go back to where we were, that group page is going to have these different colors. So you can do that if you want. Save that as the group default if that's what you want, or you can just go back to the way it was, which I kind of want everything to be consistent. But again, if you want to have your group pages have a little bit different look to them, they can. It's totally possible just by changing the theme or the options. So now we're just going to click publish and say yes, publish changes to make those live. And here we go. This is our new group default. So anytime we create a group, it's automatically going to have the thumbnails look like this with the titles overlaid and this color and the spacing. All right, so let me jump back to my dashboard really quick and take a couple of email questions. And guys, if you have any questions, definitely please get those in the chat so I can make sure you get them answered. Again, thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, Laura, thanks for joining us and making fun of me. Let's see. So let me grab a question here from my email questions here. So, and really quick too, I want to throw this out. This is the man, you guys are being harsh. This is the tutorial that came out yesterday, and it's all about creating page defaults. So it kind of talks about what we just talked about, but on a larger scale. So it talks about how to create page defaults and save them. I'm going to throw that link out in the chat there, but this YouTube video just went live on our channel yesterday. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. All right, so my first question here that I've got says, is there a way to put an image on my header or give it some texture? Well, as you saw a second ago, I've got that crazy coffee drinking guy on my header, so you can definitely put an image up on your header. If you want to give it some texture, that's going to be a little bit different than actually loading up a logo file. So let's go in and I'll show you both of these options. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to hover over my Zenfolio and click Customize Website. And then what we're going to do is, first I'm going to show you where you can go in and change that logo on your header. So this is the homepage menu because I just changed this website like earlier today. I was demoing it to somebody. So what I'm going to do is, first you want to make sure that you're using your header menu. So you're going to go up to Options, Page Elements, and then just make sure that your header is showing. So I'm going to set the header to show. I'm going to hide the homepage logo and the homepage menu right here. Click Apply. So now my header is going to appear up here up top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the photo out with this. So right now I've got my little crazy coffee drinking guy. What we can do is we can change the photo out. And let me show you how to do that. So you go in the bottom left down here. Right over here in the bottom left, you're going to go down here to Site Header. And this is where you can upload a logo. So if I wanted to change this out with a different image, I could go choose File. And then let me see what I have here. I don't know what all I have here to put on there. Let's see. Somewhere in here, there's my coffee drinking guy again. Here we go. We'll put this one up here. So this is a transparent PNG file. I'm uploading it now. And then what we're going to do is I'll just apply it and you can see how the photo changed. All right, so the photo changed up here. Or if you want, you can use your display name, create a logo file, whatever you want to put on there. You just do it from your site header menu, go to logo, and upload it right here. If you want to use the display name, you just switch it back to black onyx, which I'm going to do that so my little winking face guy up here doesn't show up everywhere all the time. Now next, let's talk about putting in some texture or something like that on the header. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to jump into Theme Designer to do this because you can actually put a background image on your header right here. So I'm going to open up Theme Designer. Now those of you guys who watch the live stream quite a bit, you know that I always talk about working in other tabs, especially when you're working with Theme Designer. So what I'm going to do is click up here and say Open Link in New Tab. And that is going to open up a copy of the page that we were just on in a new tab. And we're going to use this tab to open up Theme Designer. So I'm going to go to Themes, and then I'm going to click Edit Theme right here. Now this is going to load us into Theme Designer where we can make changes on the fonts, the colors, add some background images if you want. This is where you're going to be doing all of those kinds of things. Okay, so now that Theme Designer is open, what we want to do is we want to find where the header properties are so we can change it. So if I hover over the header, it says that they are customized on the Style tab. So I'm just going to click Style. Then I can come down here and I can click on Header. And what I want to do is give this header like a background image. It could be a texture file. Whatever you want to put on here, you can put on here. So I'm going to click on the header. And then where it says Header Background, there's actually right here, it says Image. And I'm just going to click that. And there are some images pre-built into Zenfolio for you. So if you wanted to add this grunge look right here, you could hit OK, and it would add this, grungy looking overlay on the top of the header. And you can click Save. And now if I go back here and I Command R refresh this, you're going to see that that header now has that grungy text file on it, or that grungy texture up here on the top. Now, if you wanted to do a custom image, that's definitely a possibility too. You're just going to go jump back here, click on the image thing again, and then say upload your own image, and let me just upload something really quick. So we're going to add this. I'm going to click upload. It's going to add this image, which is I think it's a cityscape of New York City, if I'm not mistaken, is what this one is. Going to add that up there, and now you can see it's over on the right hand side. This is because that file was too short. Well, what you can do is you can tile it. So especially if you create a seamless texture, you can tile it. So what I'm going to do is come over here to Header Background, go to Tiling, and say horizontally tile that across. So now it goes all the way across the header. Go to Save, and then jump back in the other tab here and click Refresh, and you'll be able to see now we've got that image file up in our header up top here. So if you want to do something really cool with your header, like add a texture pattern or, you know, whatever image you want to put up there, you can do that through the theme. All right, I am going to set my header back really quick to the way it was, just so that the words are visible. And actually, you know what? I will just select one of these here, just so we've got kind of an idea of something that's been added to it. Position. I'm going to put that on the bottom center there, and let's just save this, and we'll jump back. Command R. Make sure that looks okay, and then I'm going to check on you guys in chat here. So I just added a, basically just added a shadow there at the bottom to kind of give the header and the rest of the website some separation. All right, so let me jump back into my dashboard really quick and catch up to you guys in chat. All right, let's see. Jay says, thank you. Awesome. I'm glad that answered your question there, Jay. Home Phone says, I'm rolling on the floor with Laura. Yeah, thanks. Laura says, can you add links or text in the group pages? Absolutely, Laura, you can. You're going to do that the same way you do in the gallery, just through the group caption. So let me show you really quick. I'm going to jump into photos, and we're going to go to this group right here. And once you click on it, over on the right, if you click group details, there's a caption field right here where you can add text and links, and that can show on the group page. So if I put, hi Laura, this is my caption, that's going to add that text. Or if I wanted to make a link, I could highlight the text and I could add a link to it, like to Facebook, or whatever I wanted to link to. If you're going to do that, I definitely suggest opening it in a new tab. We're going to hit OK and save. And now the next thing is you just need to make sure that those captions are set to show on your group page. So we're going to hover over preview and click customize. And once we're in the customize view, it's just going to be up under options, uncheck use default, page elements, set the caption to show, and then click apply. And up here will be the caption with the link right here. Now the text and all that stuff, that's going to be based on the theme that you have applied. Obviously this text is small and a little hard to read, so you could jump into Theme Designer and change it. But let me just show you this. If I click on this, it opens up a new tab and goes to Facebook. So that is how you can put links and things inside of a group page if you want to do that. And then if you always want your caption showing, just don't forget to click that Save as Default button, and then make sure that you publish the changes. So let me do that really quick, and then I will jump back over onto my dashboard and catch up with the rest of you guys here in chat. So let me just get back. And guys, if you ever are on this page and you're not quite sure how to get back inside of Zenfolio on the back end of things, all you have to do is click this little welcome right here, and it will take you right back to your dashboard. All right, let's see. So John says, is there a way to make a collection not have watermarked photos, even though these photos are watermarked in their regular gallery, wanting to use a collection on my homepage? John, there is not a way to make collection photos not be watermarked if the originating gallery that the photos are from has watermarks. What I would suggest doing is, rather than going the collection route, because the collection doesn't really contain any images, it pulls all of the information from the originating gallery. I would suggest just creating a new gallery and copying photos over. So let me run you through that process really quick and show you how it would work. So what we're going to do is, and let me get all of this out of the way here. What we're going to do is just jump into photos, and let me go and apply a watermark to some galleries really quick. So let's say this gallery right here. Let's say I want to put watermarks on all of these images. I'm just going to go down to the watermark feature really quick, and I'm going to say let's watermark it with this, and hit save. So now you see the little W appears here, and that means the images are going to be watermarked. So now if I go here to this and I create a new collection, I'm just going to call it homepage test, and we're going to pretend like this is the collection that we're trying to make for our homepage. So let me just move that up top where we can see it really easy. Where did it go? It's below my head somewhere. Here we go. I'm just going to move this one up. Okay. So let me get that collection brought up. I got my, everything's all crazy. Here we go. I'm going to move that one up there where I can see it. Okay. So I'm going to go into the Raleigh Portrait Photographer gallery here and just move a couple of these photos, or actually just put a couple of these photos into the collection. So let's take this one, command this one, and we'll take this one, and we will say photo actions and add to collection, homepage test. So now if I click on that collection, you can see right here the photos are in there. Now it doesn't show the W on it, but these photos are still going to be watermarked. So you can see there's the watermark right there. So if we are using that collection on the home page, that watermark's still going to show up. The reason that it is because that collection is pulling all of the information and the images directly from the originating gallery. So just to kind of illustrate that for you, if I go back to this gallery right here and I set this photo here to be private, even though I don't change anything in the collection, if I go back to the collection, that photo is now going to be private as well, as you can see by the red lock. Again, that's just because collections pull images from other galleries and they bring the settings with them. So kind of think of a collection as something that contains desktop shortcuts, basically, is what it is. So in your situation, what I would do, John, is I would actually just use a gallery for your homepage. It's going to give you a lot more options, and you're going to be a lot happier going that route. So if you just go right here and say new gallery, and I'll just call this John's, is it J-O-H or J? It is J-O-H. Okay, John's homepage. So now we've created that gallery, and the reason I say create a gallery is because you can independently change these settings on the images in the gallery, because they're actually images, copies of images, and not just links to images. So now if I go to this gallery right here and we click on this photo, say you want to use this on your homepage, you don't want it to be watermarked, and obviously you don't want it to be private, what you're going to do is photo actions, copy it over to that homepage gallery, and you can multi-select photos too, and copy a bunch over if you want to do that. Hold command or use the shift and then go to photo actions and copy them over. But now that this photo is in another gallery, it's going to pull its settings from that gallery. So actually what we're going to do is make it pull its settings from that gallery. So I'm going to click on the photo, go to photo access, and say same as containing gallery and hit save. So now, while this photo is in this gallery, it's public. There's no watermark. As you can see, there's no W. But if I click back on this gallery here, then that photo is going to be private and watermarked. So you're going to want to take the gallery route rather than a collection. I really try to keep people away from using collections, because if you change some things on the galleries that the images originate from, it's going to change in the collection. And when you start building things with collections, you start having images that are coming from all over the place. And sometimes it can get a little confusing as to what you can change and can't change. And so for that reason, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to say just create a new gallery and copy the images in there. I've really yet to find a situation where I would say, yeah, you want to use a collection. All right. Hopefully, John, that answered your question. If I need to go more in depth or if I need to go back over anything, please definitely let me know. Okay, let me jump over and take an email question really quick. Let's see. So, let's see. The next question here says, how funny. It says, what is a collection and what are they used for? So collections, again, I really try to keep people away from collections. I've yet to really find a use for collections where I would say, yes, use a collection over a gallery. Basically, collections just allow you to display images that exist in several different galleries all in one place. But, as I just showed you guys, it's a lot easier to use a gallery and just copy images over. That way you can independently control their settings versus in a collection where the originating gallery is what controls the image's settings. So hopefully that kind of explains that. And there's actually a good article. Let me throw this out here for you guys as well, just so you have it. I'm going to throw this in the chat. This is a link to our help guide article that's all about collections and kind of goes through the ins and out of it a lot more. But again, I would really strive to just keep using new galleries and not use collections if you can. Okay, so let's see. My next question down here is there a way to convert a price list from one lab to another? So I think what you're asking is you've gone in and you've built a price list and you like the price list, but maybe you want to try using a different lab. Maybe you want to switch to MPix Pro from MPix or something like that. Unfortunately, there's not a way to convert your price list to another lab. So let me just go to a price list really quick. If you're in a price list or you have a price list created, and I'm just going to jump in here really quick to show you, you can see what labs are being used for the price list, but there's not really a way to convert it to being used from another lab. You're just going to have to rebuild the price list and pick the correct lab. So as you can see, these are all by MPix right here. And let's say that I wanted to convert this. I wanted to convert this to being from MPix Pro. Well, I'm just going to have to go in and rebuild my price list. So I'm going to go back to the price list really quick, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to make sure that when you're building your price list, you're building it from the lab that you want to use. So I would start out with add a blank price list, and I'm just going to call this demo. I'm not going to save this one. Now the price list name is not really that important. Your clients aren't going to see it, but what it is important for is for your internal organization. So you want to make sure that you name it so you know why you created it. So now, looking at that old price list, it offered products from MPix, but let's say we decided we want to use MPix Pro instead. Like I said, we are going to have to rebuild the price list, but there's a way to make it at least a little bit easier so you don't have to sift through the products and make sure you're choosing the right lab. If you click on Add Products, usually by default, the first time you do it, you'll see all vendors up here. What I suggest doing is just clicking on this and then going and choosing the lab that you want to use. So now, no matter what print I choose, no matter what album or photo gifts I choose, they're all going to be coming from MPix Pro, and I don't have to worry about getting mixed up and accidentally choosing the wrong product from the wrong lab. All right, let me get back out of this really quick and jump back to my dashboard. And let's see. John says, Jay says, is there a way to show images in the gallery into title view like how you did in the group? So if you want to show your images titles in the gallery, Jay, I think that's what you're asking. You could absolutely do that. Let me just show you a couple of things that I recommend really quick. So first of all, a lot of people like to show their image, their file name as their image title. If that's something that you want, something that's important to you, maybe your clients use the file name for proofing so they can email back and forth with you, or maybe when you're on the phone with them, they can tell you the file name of the photo. If you want that to be your photo title and to show up on your website, you want to do this right now so that you don't have to come back and do things manually later. What you want to do is you want to go up to Settings, click on Account, and then there's a little section right here that says Upload Settings. You want to click on that and then make sure that this option is turned on. Automatically copy file names to photo titles. And then click Save. What that means is that anytime you upload photos into Zenfolio, we're going to take the file names and copy that information into the photo titles section. If you don't have that checked, we don't do that, and it's a manual process, and I'm about to show you how that works. So let me go to Photos. And so for any gallery that you uploaded before you turn that option on, you actually have to go in and manually apply those titles. So if I go here, and let me see if I have one that doesn't have them on there. All of these might have them already applied, but maybe not. Let's see, maybe this one doesn't. Let's take a look. Okay, maybe this one. These might all have the file names already copied over. There we go. Okay, here's one that doesn't have the file names copied over. So what you can do is, let me just see if I can show it to you. Right here is a little Select All button right here. So you're going to go in the gallery, you're going to click Select All, And then up at the top up here, you're going to go back to photo details. And there's a little box right here that says copy from file name. And you're going to click that and click save. So now it's going to take that photo's file name, which in this case were a bunch of numbers, and it's going to make that the photo title. So now once your photos actually have titles in them, you can go into the gallery and set it up so that they show on the images. So what I'm going to do is hover over preview and click on customize. Let me grab some coffee. As if I need more. Okay, so now we have those file names in the there. Now we need to set them to show. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to options, uncheck use default if you need to, then go down to thumbnails, and then for the text and button placement right here, instead of it being a hover overlay, I'm going to set it to be overlay, the title, set it to show, and I'm going to set the text to be centered, and then apply. So now inside of the gallery, now those titles are going to show over the images as well. So there's the title right there. If you don't like those little hover things popping up, you can turn those off. You just go to options, thumbnail, and uncheck this right here. And now that title will just stay stationary right there, and it won't pop up when you hover over it. So that's how you do that, Jay. And then if you want all of your galleries to look like that, click that Save as Default button, and then publish your changes up here so that this is now your new gallery default. Any galleries that are using the default settings will take that on, and then any new gallery that you upload will take those settings on as well. All right, so let me go back to my dashboard here really quick and check up on you guys in chat here. So let me get myself out of the way. I don't know if I can get myself out of the way. Let me just raise this little window up here. There we go. Now you guys can see it. So John says, I wanted to use a collection because then all of the homepage photos would then link to their corresponding galleries. I understand, John. You could do the same thing with a group page as well. So you're probably using, if you're using a grid, then you can do the same thing with a group page as well. So if I go to photos right here, and let's say that I want to show, you know, one image from each one of these galleries on my home page, and I'm just going to kind of, I'll leave that one there. But let's say I wanted to show one image from each one of these galleries on my home page, but then when somebody clicks on it, I want it to go to that specific gallery. Well, what you can do is you can link to the group on your homepage if you're using a grid, and then when somebody clicks on a photo, it will take them into that corresponding gallery. So if I hover over my Zenfolio really quick and click Customize Website, then what we're going to do is, and let me switch this over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to change this. Right now I'm using the homepage slideshow. I'm going to go up and change my layout to be a full screen with a photo grid. So now what I can do is I can say, okay, for grid content, it says to select gallery. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select that group. So I'm going to select portfolio group right here. And then when the thumbnails are clicked, I want it to open page, and we're going to click apply. So now it's showing the images that are designated to be the cover photos for each one of those galleries. And when somebody clicks on one of these, it will go and take them to that gallery. So if I click on portraits, and that one has a watermark because I watermarked it earlier. But if I click on portraits, now it's into the portrait gallery here. So my suggestion, John, would just be to use a group and link to the group. So it can work like this. And then in that case, your group cover photos can have different photos assigned that don't have watermarks. And I can show you how to set that up actually. So let me just go back here really quick. So let's say that we're just going to watermark every gallery in here really quick here. Let me get it over here. And let's see. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to make sure that all of these galleries, and I'm going to remove this one really quick because it's just kind of weird and in the way. So I'm going to move it down here to my archive. Okay, so let's say that I want to show the images for all of these galleries on my home page. I want the photos inside of the galleries to be watermarked, but I don't want the images that are showing that represent these photos on my home page to have the watermark. I want somebody to click on them, and I want them to go into that gallery. So what we can do first of all is let's make sure that these are all watermarked. So I'm going to first change this to follow the containing group. Really quick there, and let me just save that. So now I'm going to apply watermarks to all the galleries. That one already has one applied to it. Let me go down here to this one and make sure that it has a watermark applied to it. So watermarks, and we will say yes, watermark it with that. Next one down here, we're going to watermark that one. And let me get it there. Watermark, and the last one right here, we will watermark it. So every single gallery within my portfolio is now watermarked, but I don't want the watermark on the images that are showing on the home page. So first what we need to do is we need to decide what photos that we want to use on our home page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy those images into this gallery right here. I'm going to call this cover photos. All right, so we've got this gallery here called cover photos, and I'm just going to delete this one out of it really quick so we can start fresh. All right, so we're going to pick out a cover photo for the Raleigh Portrait Photographer one. Let's go with this one here. We're going to copy that over to the cover photos. And then while that is copying, well, already done. Perfect. All right. So now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to copy a photo from the engagement gallery here over to that. So let's pick out, let's say this one here. Now I'm not going to do all of these because I want you to be able to see the difference. So this is copied to cover photo. Okay. So now we've got this right here, and I'm just going to assign this to be the cover photo for that gallery. And then for this one, I'm going to assign this photo for the cover photo of that gallery. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I wanted to pull two cover photos from within the gallery that has the watermarks. And then we're going to use these two photos for cover photos in the other galleries so that you can see how they're not going to have watermarks. So I'm going to apply this one to engagements. So set as cover thumbnail, engagement, and then this one right here, we are going to assign it to be the cover photo for portraits. So select as cover thumbnail and go to portraits. So now let's just take a quick look really quick and make sure everything is set up right. That's the right one there. I'm just looking up here in the top corner at the cover photo. This should be flowers, and then this should be that tree photo. All right. So now when we hop over and we go to customize website again to where we can see that grid display, now what we should see is we should see these two photos here, and that one should have a watermark. I'm not sure why that doesn't. Let's go back and take a look really quick. That one should have been watermarked. We need to make sure that all these photos are following the gallery settings, which that one, funny, is not. You can see the W here, not watermarked over here. So we're going to click on that. Photo access, same as containing gallery, yes. And then we're going to set the watermark to same as containing gallery, which is this one right here. Save it. Okay, now when I hop back over there, all of the photos, two of the photos the cover photos should have a watermark and two should not. So this one's not showing up because we're generating that cover photo. There's the watermark. There's the watermark. Here's the ones without the watermark. And now if I click on any of these, it's going to take me into the gallery of that photo. So this is my portrait photography. Click on it. I'm going to go into the portrait photography gallery, and the photos that are inside of it are going to be watermarked. So it's loading up inside of there, and now all the photos are watermarked, as you can see right here. So anyway, John, I hope that kind of answers your question about how to get that to work without having to use a collection. If not, and you still want to talk about it a little bit more, you can definitely reach out to me. Just shoot me an email. You can contact me at zenfolio.com/contact. Just put "Attention Robert" in the subject line, and I'll make sure to look into that, and we can converse back and forth on what would be the best route for you to take. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick. And guys, we've probably got about only about 7 or 8 more minutes left. So I want to take a second really quick and just say that if you are watching this again for the first time, make sure to click the subscribe button so you subscribe to our channel, get those new tutorials, and also get the notifications when we go live. Make sure to check us out in iTunes. So just go to the podcast section and search for Zenfolio video tutorials. If you subscribe there, then you're going to get the new tutorials delivered to wherever you normally watch your podcast. And then you're also going to get the recorded version of the live stream automatically delivered to you as well. Those of you guys who are watching the recorded version of this, we'd love to have you come hang out with us live. But if you have some questions that you'd like for me to answer next week, make sure to click the link in the description below the video and submit your questions so I can answer those for you guys next week. All right, let's see. I think I've got time for a couple more questions, so let me just jump over here and grab a few email questions really quick, and let me just get back to my dashboard. All right, and let's see. John said that was very useful information, Robert. Thanks for taking the time to help. Hey, John, absolutely. I know it's and actually, I believe if you search our YouTube channel, I think we either have an existing video tutorial on that. I know I created one that was really ugly and I needed to polish it up. I just made it for somebody really quick. But I think there's one on our YouTube channel that we polished up on that. But if not, if you'll shoot me an email, I'll send you my ugly tutorial that I had if it's still around. So you can just shoot me an email at contact zenfolio.com, contact, and then put "Attention Robert," and I'll try to get you that tutorial if it's still available. If it's not around, I think we have the new polished up one that I can send you. Okay, let's see. So my next question here I've got says, let's see. Do I need to create more digital products if I want to use them on other price lists? So if you guys are selling digital downloads and you've already went in and you've created some digital products, and then maybe you've got some additional client genres and you're thinking about offering those clients digital downloads, you don't have to go in and create more digital products unless you need a digital product with additional settings. So let me jump into digital products really quick so I can show you this and make sure that you understand what I'm saying here. So we're going to go to selling right there, and let me get this back up here. So we're going to go to selling and then scroll down to digital products. And I've got a single image download digital product, and I've got a full gallery download product here. Now, these all have settings, so the only time that you need to create more additional digital products is, and let me just jump in here and show you. If you need the digital product to either be titled something different than whatever you've titled the first one that you created, if you need to apply a different license to it, or if you need different image dimensions, or if you need it to be a different amount. So I've created a single digital product and a full gallery download product. You can apply those to as many different price lists as you need to, and you can price them differently on each price list. You don't have to go in and create more digital products unless you need to change some of those settings. So let me just show you really quick. If I go here to selling, and then we go to price list, and let's just go and we'll add the digital products to this price list, set a price for it, and then I'll show you how you can go in, add the same digital products to another price list, and price them completely different. So I think these have already been added actually, so let me show you. Here is the single image download. Here it's priced at $50. Here's the full gallery download, and it's priced at $600. So what I'm going to do is go into another price list, add these same digital products, and then just change the price. So let me jump back really quick to another price list. And we will just go in and add it. Let's see. I don't think this one, well, this one doesn't even have any products, so we'll just add it here. All right, so once this loads, we're going to click Add Products, and we're going to add those digital products there. So Add Products. The easiest way to find digital products or self-fulfilled products is clicking Show and choosing your studio name. There's the digital products right there. And here we go. Single image download, full gallery download. Those are the same ones I had in the other price list. And I'm just going to add these to the price list. And I can price them whatever I want. So if you remember, I was charging $600 for the full gallery download before. Let's say I want to bump it up to $1,000 here. If you remember, I was doing $60 for a single image download. Maybe I want to do $75. The point is you don't need to go in there and create additional digital products unless they need to have some kind of different setting applied to them, such as the number, the license, or the size of the photo. So once you're done here, you can click Save. All right, let me jump back to my dashboard here really quick. Let's see. All right, so my next question here is really quick, and this is probably going to be the last question that I can get to. I'll check on you guys in chat in just a second after I answer this email question because it's going to be really quick. This question says, I only have one price list that I use, but I would like to give a particular client a discount. Should I duplicate the price list with cheaper prices or create a coupon? So if you're only working with a single price list and there's just one certain client that you want to offer all the same products to, but you want to give them a discount for some reason, I would definitely in that case go the coupon route. The only real reason to duplicate the price list and change the pricing is if maybe you want to offer some additional products. If you're going to offer that client the exact same products and you just want to give them a discount, create a coupon. And if you go to our YouTube channel and do a quick search for coupons, there's a video walkthrough that will show you how to create a couple of different kinds of coupons and just give you a really detailed walkthrough of using coupons. But that is what I would suggest doing. Okay, let me see here really quick. Let's see. Jay says, I've learned a lot today. Very helpful. Awesome, Jay. I'm glad that it was helpful. Hopefully I was able to answer all the questions that you had. I think I did. He says, any tips where to get the keywords and metadata? So as far as how to generate that data, that's going to be really up to you. Now, you can go online and you can do some searches. You can find keyword generators and all of that stuff. But, you know, what I would honestly do is I would generate the metadata out of who are you trying to target. So who is your audience? Who's your ideal client? What are they going to be searching for? And start making a list. And we actually did a really good video tutorial, not a video tutorial, but actually an interview with photographer Anna Teresa that talks about developing your ideal client. And it's on our YouTube channel. You should definitely go check it out because she's going to talk about developing your ideal client and putting it to use in your marketing strategy. But once you kind of go through that process, I would definitely suggest using Google Trends to see what keywords are searching well. So if you go to Google Trends, you can enter different keywords. You can see what their search history is. You can compare them with other keywords. And whenever I create videos or whenever I upload photos and I start keywording them and tagging them for SEO, I always go to Google Trends and check up on which is trending better right now and what's getting more search results. There's a really good tutorial on our YouTube channel all about Zenfolio SEO. So it will take you through keywording your photos, how to make sure that you've got text and things like that to get you a really good search engine optimization rankings, make sure that your page discoverability is good. So definitely go to our channel and make sure that you search that. Because that tutorial is out there and available for you. Unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. So I do want to say thank you to everybody who came and hang out with me today. It was a great session. I'm glad you guys were in here asking questions. I really appreciate it. John, it's good to have you back. Jay, it was good hanging out with you today. Let's see who else was here. Home Phone and Laura. And thanks to Kayla for helping me out in the chat today and moderating. Until next week, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. And don't forget, we'll be back next Thursday at the same time, same place. Until then, make sure you have a safe weekend and enjoy some time with your family. And then I'll see you guys next week.
We've got tomorrow, where that tail that lies